Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be talking about my GTA 6 wish list, but not just any wish list. I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I really loved in GTA Vice City that I would love to see in GTA 6 in some capacity. So I hope you enjoy watching, and as always, let me know what you think of my choices in the comments. And do let me know if there's anything else that you would pick that I'd forgotten about. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first one is going to be some kind of nod towards the history of Vice City. So if you remember GTA 3 just for a second, Claude was essentially motivated by revenge. So you go all through this story, you work for various people, but throughout that, the constant is that you're trying to get after Catalina to take revenge on what she did to you during the bank robbery in the opening cutscene. Liberty City just happens to be the setting for all of that to take place. But then when we got to GTA Vice City, the storyline was a little bit different. Of course, it did have that same theme of revenge to a point. So obviously in the starting cutscene, you end up losing out on your merchandise and your cash. And the first half of the game is you trying to recover those things. Eventually, you find that it was Ricardo Diaz who you needed to take out and take over his gang, his mansion, etc. But then the second half of the game was all about conquering the city. So obviously you invested in various businesses, you essentially took over. So by the end of the Vice City storyline, you had Tommy Vercetti, who was like this kingpin in Vice City. The city was pretty much his, really. So I'm hoping that there'll be some kind of a nod to that in some way. So it feels like too big of an event in Vice City's history to just completely ignore. So obviously, I'm not expecting an appearance from Tommy Vercetti himself. I think, thinking back to, I'm not actually sure how old he was in GTA Vice City, but my assumption is that he would be, well, sadly dead from old age or something else. By now, at least in 2026. And if not, he would be very old and therefore not capable of doing a whole lot. So yeah, I don't know how that would kind of manifest itself, but yeah, I just hope that they make reference to the fact that there was one time when Tommy took over the city, and what happened since then? What happened in that time period between 1986 and 2026 for that to change to whatever it is now? One thing I always loved about GTA Vice City, and other GTA games as well, was the fact that it was set in the past. Of course, Vice City was set in 1986. So yeah, I'm not really expecting, in any case, we know that GTA 6 is not going to be set in the past, it's going to be set in the modern era. So, and I totally understand why Rockstar may not want to set another GTA game in the past. Of course, there are loads of cars that get added to the game all the time. There are cars, of course, which represent the latest models from real-life manufacturers, reimagined by GTA's developers. And of course, there's the various elements of technology as well, like even just a smartphone. So yeah, as I say, I totally get why, there's certain things that Rockstar have in the gameplay of modern GTA games now, which you just couldn't have if you set a game in the past. So how could that kind of manifest itself then? Well, thinking back to the start of GTA 5, the prologue in North Yankton, obviously that was set prior to the events of GTA 5 itself. So could we see something like that maybe? A prologue that's set kind of way back in the past? Maybe, I'd really love to see a newer, updated, obviously fully remastered version of Vice City, but in that 80s setting. I just think that would be incredible. So yeah, maybe we could do something like that in a prologue, or maybe as you progress through the storyline, maybe there's like a flashback or something. I'm not suggesting that your character should go back in time or anything like that, but maybe there's a mission that takes place in the past and it's relevant because it impacts something in the future. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, essentially the crux of this is that I would just really love to see that 1980s Vice City once again. Now, something I had on my list, which to be fair, isn't specifically something from Vice City, it was actually something from GTA 3, and that thing is original music. Now, thinking back to GTA 3, I assume Rockstar's budgets were smaller, so we had some radio stations that played real-life licensed music. And then we had some radio stations, like Head Radio and Lips 106 for example, that played completely original music that was made in-house by Rockstar, or more likely Rockstar North. So just think about that, you know, when we originally switched on our PS2s and we put GTA 3 in for the very first time back in 2001, we were greeted by music that we had never ever heard before. And I just think that was an amazing experience. I still listen to some of that music today. So yeah, I think, you know, in these days, I think it would be a push to expect Rockstar to develop, you know, their own soundtrack in a way. So I am expecting it to really be 100% real life licensed music. But I kind of miss those days, you know. I miss those days, as I say, when you turn on your console and you would just hear brand new music in a GTA game that you'd never heard of before. Next thing on my list is a cut, or at least an alleged cut location from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and that is Gator Keys. Yes, Gator Keys was a location that was proposed. Well, to be fair, we don't really know how far along it got during the development of Vice City, whether it was just proposed, whether they actually started building it. We don't really know too much about it. But essentially, there's some cut mission dialogue between Tommy and Avery Carrington that references this place called Gator Keys. And it is, of course, adapted from the real-life Florida Keys. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if Grand Theft Auto 6 released and it didn't have some version of the Florida Keys represented in the game. Of course, we don't know whether that original name of Gator Keys will be brought back or whether it's going to be called something entirely new. But yeah, in some form, and I think this is a pretty safe bet, to be honest. I would just like to see the Florida Keys reimagined in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, I guess this is a little bit similar in some way to the first item on my list, but I'd love to see some references or Easter eggs to some of the old Vice City characters. Now, of course, it's very rare for a character to kind of pass between the Grand Theft Auto universes. So, for example, you know, when you think about the PS2 GTA games, you know, I can't think of a single character that passed over into GTA 4. Although I think, strangely, I think I have seen on the trailer for GTA 6 that Phil Cassidy is in the game somehow. I don't quite know how. Maybe it's not the same Phil Cassidy, maybe it's his son or his grandson that also happens to be called Phil Cassidy. I don't really know how that's going to work yet. But I was thinking more like, as I say, Easter eggs and references to the original cast of GTA Vice City. It could even be something so small, and we have seen that happen in GTA 5. For example, on the Vinewood Walk of Fame, there is a star for Donald Love. Of course, a character who is in GTA 3 makes a cameo appearance in GTA Vice City. So I guess technically this this does specifically refer to a character who appeared in GTA Vice City, so that's good. So yeah, even something as small as that. I would love to see the old GTA Vice City cast represented in some way, even a really subtle way, in GTA 6. Okay, next thing on my list, I would love to see some iconic locations from Vice City return. So I'm thinking areas like the North Point Mall, the various beaches that are all around the city. I remember there being like hotels with swimming pools on the roof, some of which were accessible, some of which weren't as accessible really. But yeah, I'd love to see, or maybe even like the Ocean View Hotel, your first safe house. Just some locations that we know and love from GTA Vice City. I would love them to just be represented in GTA 6 somehow. You know, I guess it's a stretch to think that, you know, the real estate market has been stagnant in Vice City since the 80s. Of course, there's going to be loads of changes to the city. And of course, it's going to be way bigger than it was back in GTA Vice City when that was released in 2002. But yeah, I would just love to see just something really. Something from, you know, a location that is famous and loved by fans in the original Vice City that is in some way represented in GTA 6. I think the next thing on my list was almost just the aesthetic, you know, the spirit of the game, the neon, if you like. One of the things that we loved about Vice City was the atmosphere. And I'm talking, obviously, about the atmosphere in specific places on the map. It can't be felt throughout the map. In fact, Any Austin did a really good video on Vice City not too long ago. It was called like the two sides or the two halves of Vice City or something like that. I'll link to it in the video description. But what he says was that, yes, you know, there are definitely elements of Vice City that are in line with how we like to remember the game. You know, the neon, the atmosphere, the sunsets, the beaches, all of that stuff. But then there are areas in Vice City which are really sort of desolate, you know, there's nothing there. You have to remember, of course, that this game was made in about a year. So I imagine that the developers couldn't do everything they wanted to do with the game. But I guess I'm getting too off track now. I think the main thing I'd love to see is just that spirit, that atmosphere, you know, recreated in the modern era in Vice City and GTA 6. And the next one on my list is enterable buildings. Yeah, so I think this is just generally a wishlist item that people would like to see in GTA 6, not necessarily something from Vice City that would be brought into GTA 6, but actually when I thought about it, there are quite a few enterable buildings in Vice City. There are some where, like, I'm trying to think of some good examples, like Umberto Robina's cafe, for example. So you can essentially walk in off the street, and then you get obviously a very quick loading sequence, and you're in the interior then. Then there's also places that are somewhat specific to missions, like there's a couple of buildings, one being a hotel in like near the Malibu Club. I've just looked up the name of the mission. It was Treacherous Swine. Yeah, so you go to this hotel that's right next to the Malibu Club, and you go into the building. You end up on the roof. The roof's got like a pool and everything. You chase the guy out of the hotel and then massacre him with a chainsaw. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, I mean, even that's an example of an enterable building. And then just across from the road from that, you had the Vice Point Langer, which was renamed the WK Chariot Hotel. Again, that is an element of an interior that is specifically used in a mission. A side door opens, you go up a load of flights of stairs, and then you have to take pictures of, is it Alex Shrub? Yeah, Alex Shrub and Candy Sucks from across the street. So yeah, when I really thought about it, actually there are loads of examples of enterable buildings in GTA Vice City. And I know that people say that there really weren't that many enterable buildings in GTA 5. Now, I haven't played GTA 5 all that much. I'm more of a classic GTA gamer, of course. So I can't say whether that's true or not, but yeah. When I thought about it, I thought, yeah, actually, you know, there are so many enterable buildings in GTA Vice City, even just in specific missions. So yeah, I would absolutely love to see loads of enterable buildings in GTA 6. Next thing on my list was the 80s music. Of course, GTA Vice City's soundtrack was full of 1980s music. And of course it was, because it was set in 1986. So I'm not suggesting that the whole soundtrack in GTA 6 should be retro 80s music. I was kind of thinking more along the lines of like a flashback FM from GTA 3. You know, just a nod to the original Vice City. Imagine if we had a flashback FM radio station with a load of tunes that we recognise even from GTA Vice City. I think that would really hit hard on the nostalgia. So yeah, I would love to see that. I don't know, as I say, if we could expect anything more than even a single radio station. But we have seen, of course, in GTA 5 that, you know, not all the radio stations have to represent current music. We had West Coast Classics, for example, which played early 90s hip-hop, which was almost like a throwback to GTA San Andreas, really. So yeah, I think we could absolutely see this in GTA 6. Some kind of flashback FM that plays like the greatest hits of the original Vice City, maybe. And the last thing, the 10th thing that I had on my list was business missions. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, the second half of the Vice City storyline was you going around the city, purchasing businesses, and then, yeah, essentially you take over the city. So I'm not saying that I expect the protagonists in GTA 6 to take over the city in the same way that Tommy Vercetti did. But I would just love to have that experience again. That, I guess, that less linear style of gameplay, where you go around the city, you buy the businesses in whatever order you like, and then you do missions that are related to those businesses. So it's all about, I guess, like eliminating your competitors, thinking about the Kaufman Cabs missions, or just building that business up. And obviously at the end of those business missions, that asset generates a revenue for you. So yeah, I always really enjoyed that aspect of Vice City, just because it was something different, you know, something different to what we had in GTA 3, and something different to what we had in the first half of the Vice City storyline. So I'd love that to come back in some way. So yeah, that's the end of my list, but it doesn't have to be the end of your list, of course. So as I say, please do let me know in the comments what you would like to see in GTA 6. It doesn't have to be something that's specific to Vice City. You can go rogue if you like, do anything. And as I say, do let me know what you think of my list as well. So thanks for watching.